All right, let's just jump right in. You probably know the feeling. You log into your bank account, you see a nice chunk of cash sitting there, 10 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is, and you feel responsible, like you've done the right thing. But what if I told you that feeling of safety is actually a complete illusion? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that illusion and show you how to escape the trap. I want to start with this because, honestly, it sounds a little extreme, right? A mathematical crime. But it gets right to the point. While your money is sitting there looking all safe and sound, it's being silently robbed every single day. And this isn't some complex scam. It's just cold, hard, unavoidable math. And that feeling of pride you get? Hey, it makes sense. We've all been taught that a big cash balance is the ultimate safety net. But the truth is, that net is full of holes. It's not just protecting you, it's trapping you. And it's pretty much guaranteeing you become a little bit poorer every single day. So let's actually give this thing a name. We'll call it the cash safety trap. It's this bizarre paradox where the very thing you think is keeping you secure is actually destroying your financial future. I know, it sounds backwards, but stick with me. Let's break down exactly what this trap is. So here it is, plain and simple. It's when you hold on to way more cash than you actually need, just because it feels good, it feels safe. But here's the deal, money that isn't growing is shrinking. It's not about the number in your account, it's about what that number can buy. And that buying tower is constantly getting weaker. It's a guaranteed loss hiding in plain sight. Okay, so let's get into the mechanics of this silent heist. This is the math the entire banking system is built on. And you know what? They are absolutely counting on you not paying too close attention. Just look at this. It's almost comical. On the left, you have the tiny bit of interest your bank might give you, if you're lucky. And on the right, you have inflation, the rate at which everything you buy gets more expensive. Once you see that gap, the problem becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? So let's reframe this. You're not saving money at all. You are paying a fee. In this case, it's a 2.6% fee every year for the so-called privilege of letting the bank use your money to make themselves a ton of profit. And this is what that fee does over time. That $50,000 you worked so hard for, in just 10 years, it'll only buy you what $37,000 buys today. You've lost 13 grand of actual value. You didn't spend it, you didn't lose it, it just vanished. But that's not even the real gut punch. The true cost is the opportunity you gave up. I mean, look at this chart. If you had just taken $40,000 of that cash and put it to work, invested it, over 30 years, it could have grown to nearly $700,000. That decision to stay safe didn't just cost you a little bit, it potentially cost you your entire retirement. So the big question is, why do so many smart people like you, fall into this trap? Well, it's not because we're bad at math. It's because we're fighting a war on two fronts, one inside our own heads and the other against the entire financial system. So, first up is our own brain. There's this little glitch in our wiring called loss aversion, and all it means is that the pain of losing, say, $100 feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining $100. That fear is so strong that we'd rather accept the slow, silent, guaranteed loss from inflation because it doesn't feel as scary as watching the stock market go up and down. And then there's the other side, the banks. They don't just put your money in a big vault. Oh no, they take your cash, lend it out for mortgages and car loans at, 7 or 8% and make a fortune. Your stagnant cash is the raw material for their profit factory. And here's where it all clicks together. Your natural fear of loss and their business model, they fit together perfectly to work against you. Your desire for safety gives them the cheap cash they need to get rich. You are, in effect, working for the bank for free. Okay, that was a lot of doom and gloom. I get it. But we've diagnosed the problem. Now, what's the cure? It's not about being reckless and having zero cash. It's about being strategic. And the solution's actually pretty simple. It's called the liquidity ladder. This simple framework gives every single one of your dollars a specific job to do. So step 1, the bottom rung, is your sleep well buffer. That's about 1 month of your expenses, right in your checking account for bills and daily life. Step 2 is your real emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. And here is the absolute key. Once that's full, you stop. You're done. Every single extra dollar after that goes to step 3, Your wealth engine. This is where your money gets invested in things like simple index funds, which are just an easy way to own a tiny piece of hundreds of great companies, so your money can actually grow and beat inflation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if you're just scared to invest a big chunk of money all at once? Totally normal. So here's a strategy for that. It's called dollar cost averaging. You just take your excess cash, break it into smaller chunks, let's say 6, and then you automate it. You invest one chunk every month. This takes all the emotion out of it. And the best part? If the market dips, you're actually happy because your automatic investment just bought you more shares when they were on sale. You turn fear into an advantage. But look, just knowing the strategy isn't enough. To really make this work, it takes a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. You have to stop thinking like a saver and start thinking like a capital allocator, a wealth builder. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. Every single dollar you have is an employee. So you have to ask yourself, is it working hard for you 24/7 in your investments? Or is it just sleeping on the job in a checking account? If it's being lazy, you gotta fire it and put it to work. It really comes down to these two mindsets. The saver hoards cash, worries about every little market dip. The investor, on the other hand, thinks like an owner. They put their cash to work in assets, they automate the process, and when the market drops, they don't see a crisis. They see a sale. It's a buying opportunity. And really, that's the whole point of all of this. That feeling of security you're looking for, you're never going to find it in a pile of cash that's losing its value every day. Real, lasting freedom comes from owning assets that are out there making money for you day and night, even when you're sleeping. So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. That feeling of comfort you get from seeing all that cash in your bank account, what's it truly costing you? Is that short-term feeling of safety worth the long-term price of your financial future? The choice is all yours.